Welcome, friends, to Coming Down. My name is Nathan. I'm here with Matthew.
Hey, everybody.
So, I have made it back from Desert Days.
You are here in the flesh.
Yep. Yeah, actually, everything went great. It was a super good time. No hiccups at all. Stayed in, the worst motel of my life. But other than that, things were fantastic.
Good, because you look like you've been rearranged atom by atom,
That certainly happened. That certainly happened.
You still look like you, but you're just a millimeter to the left, you know?
Yeah, totally. Basically the same person, but definitely stared into the void of sheer terror and, came back to speak about it. But that's neither here nor there. We will get into that episode another time because there's a whole episode to do, and we're trying to figure out how to do it. So,
allegedly,
any of this even happened to begin with. So, you all will hear that sooner than later. But I can just say this much, that it was a super good time, and some fun was had, and some sheer terror. But that's good. It's healthy. It's healthy to peer into the void once in a while.
Hey man, gotta scare the shit out of yourself with reality.
Yeah, dude. For real. So, all we really have to talk about this week is kind of some big news, actually. Yeah. So, for those who don't know, let's just start it this way. We are a storytelling podcast, and a lot of it is our stories. Obviously, we get guests on, but there are finite amounts of stories that we have. I mean, at a certain point, we're just going to start telling you really boring stuff. If we haven't already. If we haven't already bored you to tears, at least on a handful of occasions, at a certain point, there's just we're going to be grasping at straws for interesting stories that happen in our lives, which on the one hand is great because that means we've gotten a lot of our stuff out there.
Right.
And we've gotten to tell, our memoirs and our history, which is really cool. On the other hand, there's just only so much of that.
Yeah, and I imagine we will continue producing stories along the way, but that's by no means going to keep up with our weekly recording schedule.
Exactly. And we both do still have a handful of stories left. I think you, sir, have a few more than I do.
I've got more than a handful. I've been realizing, just with the prompts from, my origin story, we've got a good, half dozen episodes right there. So.
Cool. Yeah, and going through it, I think I've probably got 10 to 12 more decent ones, a couple big ones, too, that I've been sandbagging, so...
I know, you are the worst about sandbagging.
I know, man, because I've just been nervous about some of it, but...
Fuck, I blew my wad early, but,
maybe. But anyway, so that brings us to kind of a format change here. So the stories won't be going away, and we're still going to be trying to get as many guests on, because ultimately that was what I really set out to do, is just kind of get everyone in on this and just hear the stories from all the people just around.
It's been so rewarding too.
And it has.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So many fucking nut stories.
Yeah, totally. And so I'll even just throw it out right now. If you've been on the show before and you want to come back, please hit us up, because we're just going to try and fill a lot of these slots with guest stories as we sort of pad out our remainder of our personal stories. But the other thing we're going to do is we're going to pad out some episodes with our other podcast that we sort of started for the Patreon. Now, for those who don't know, we started doing this hypothetical thing where we just ask each other hypothetical questions, and then we got Shelby in on it, a regular guest on the show, and then Ricky was like, well, I want to get in too, and she was perfect for it. So
God, that first one with Ricky was just fucking
kiss, gold. Yeah. And so there are 6 Patreon episodes that we've put out, and I'm going to leave those there to just encourage people to still go back and check those out.
Those were made for our patrons, and thus they shall remain.
Yep, they will remain exclusive for our dear listeners who have chipped us a few bucks.
Yeah, and I tell you what, if you enjoy the hypothetical content that you hear here please give us a buck and go check out the stuff that we've already got recorded.
Right, so
this is gold.
So this is an encouragement to, if you haven't joined the Patreon for even as low as $1 a month, you can do that, and then you can go back and listen to the backlog of those 6 episodes, and they're fantastic. But we're going to start padding that into the regular format. So I think you can expect about once a month you're going to get a hypothetical roundtable episode where it's going to be the 4 of us, and we're going to do these hypothetical questions, and they've just been so much fun, so entertaining. Super silly, and it's just it's kind of perfect too, now that you know a lot of us and have heard us on the show. Now you get to really hear what we think about certain things. Right. So.
There will be a little bit of missing context, such as why I try to start a cult almost every single episode. But
yeah, totally. But go back and get on the Patreon, listen to the old ones, and yeah, some of this stuff some of the running jokes will start to make more sense. Totally. That's fucking great, because that does come up in this one. So that's what this week's episode is going to be. Moving forward, they probably won't have intros. It'll probably just be, you're just going to get the new theme song with the hypothetical. You'll see it labeled as such, and then that will be that week's episode, which is also going to free us up a little bit more to do the other things that we need to do, like start these other podcasts, start these blogs, record more, edit more, do all of that stuff.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of how it's going from here on forward. I hope you all still enjoy that stuff, and I think you will.
Oh yeah.
And for our Patreons, we are going to attempt to start a new thing for you.
We have a new pilot.
Yeah, and I won't give it away until we actually record it and make sure it's worthwhile.
Yeah, I mean, this is crucial.
Yeah. We might record a couple and be like, no.
I mean, we got lucky with the hypotheticals. We know this.
Yeah.
We're not convinced that everything that we do works out, but I mean,
we've gotten lucky twice, dude.
Yeah.
Like the coming down just worked right off the bat, and we've fixed certain things along the way, but it's just done very well. And then the hypothetical thing worked right off the bat.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if lightning strikes the third time, but we're hoping so.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
And then, like we said, with the pilot program, if that turns out to be something really cool and enjoyable and people like it at all, maybe we'll turn that into a real thing, and then
absolutely, and
then do some other stuff for the Patreons thus forward.
So it goes.
That's the big announcement for this week. And so, yeah. So this week, enjoy the hypothetical volume 7. Because the other 6 are back behind that paywall.
Yeah. I love that we're starting off on a prime number and also not number 1. Like, it's great.
Yeah, it's great. So, you got anything else you need to talk about this week?
I mean, plenty, but we should let him get to it.
Yeah. Oh my god. See, and I tried really hard to remember to talk about, so I ran into my buddy Bugnosis down in California. There are some things that he asked me not to talk about, which is great, but he is a scientist, and he did talk to me more about the implanting memories into birds.
Oh, cool.
The one thing I remember after a night of drinking pitchers at the bar with him was he said that is actually like 20-year-old technology, and it's called optogenetics, and it's using light to basically, fuck, dude, and I'm sorry I'm fucking this up, but look it up. It's using light to manipulate neurons and adjust how they receive information.
That makes sense.
Not being a scientist at all, I just Google it and you'll get more information on that experiment. But I thought that was fascinating, and he told me a bunch of cool stuff about that over many beers, and that's why I can't relay any of it to you.
No, there's something that Burroughs was talking about with the pattern of, like, there's this lamp that somebody made that spins around, like, and if you lay down underneath it with your eyes closed, it mimics the dappling of sunlight on your eyelids as though the sun was shining through the leaves of trees. And it does something, like something really primal to our hindbrain, because, I mean, like, think about, like, that's just something that has happened over, like, as long as we've had eyelids, basically.
Yeah.
And, it was like a dream machine or something that they were fucking around with, and it did some cool stuff.
Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah, we are getting on the cutting edge of really unraveling deeper parts of the brain, like understanding thoughts and memories and dreams and stuff like that. So I look very forward to it. It's It's going to be interesting and maybe scary. I don't know.
Isn't that the two-edged sword of technology? Like
it always is, right?
Swords and plowshares.
Right, totally. So check that out, and I think that's it for me. So as a reminder, again, check out the Patreon, patreon.com/comingdownpod. $1 a month is the cheapest tier, but we've got a bunch of other goodies like shirts and coasters and buttons and stickers and stuff if you want to chip in a little more, and then you get all that sweet bonus content. Also hit us up on Twitter at comingdownpod, or email us comingdownpod@gmail.com. That's the best way to get a hold of us if you just want to drop us a message, let us know how we're doing, or if you want to get on the show. And check out the website comingdownpod.com. That'll have the links to all the shows, all the show notes if there are any, and I don't know if there is this week or not. We might have talked about something relevant.
Who knows?
We'll find out. And then, and that'll link you to all the platforms, which you obviously are already listening to one of. So other than that, enjoy this hypothetical content, and let's go.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the hypothetical edition of Coming Down. This will be our first official one in the official feed. My name is Nathan.
I'm Ricky.
I am Matthew.
I'm Shelby.
All right, we've got our cast. So yeah, thanks everyone for joining us for this one. I know this is going to be a little different than the usual stuff, but this is how it's going to go from now on. You're going to get one of these a month. So, and we'll explain that in some intro, I'm sure.
Right.
So ground rules. As you all know, I am the dungeon master, so I will lay out the question. If there needs to be any clarification on it, I will clarify, and we'll just kind of go by that. If we need to sort of augment things just for, extra fun or extra conversation, we'll absolutely do that. But if I say something goes, that's what's going to be the thing. Also, if you listen to this and you like it and you want to send in a question for us all to talk about, please do. Just any hypothetical scenario. We'll review it and we'll check it out. The one thing we're probably not going to do, and I'll just lay this out as a ground rule, is we're kind of over the what would you do for money thing.
Yeah.
That shit is
stale.
just so fucking worn out. So, and also
Definitely.
like gets into weird classist shit
Exactly.
that we don't want to fucking talk about. So, avoid that shit. But other than that, let's have fun. So I pull some of these from the internet. Sometimes I write them. These ones I've gotten from the internet. So we're going to do this first one right here. Okay, this is from, on Reddit, user Kawhi Main. Shout out. And the question is, you take no damage for 24 hours. How do you spend your day?
Oh,
Wow.
shit.
Yep. So, and the way, and I like the phrasing of that, but the way I read it is like you're more or less invulnerable for 24 hours. Like you could fucking kind of do anything.
So I take this to mean that your corporeal being will not shed any atoms for 24 hours.
That's a great way to look at that.
Is it super duper fast healing, or is it literally impenetrable?
Nah, you won't take damage.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah, you won't take damage.
It's almost like I'm a ghost. Like everything just passes through me. Like you cannot affect
Sure,
my...
or bullets bounce off of you, or fire.
That
sort
is
of,
important, though.
Yeah, you won't take
Are they
damage.
bouncing off?
Yeah, they'll bounce off. We'll say things bounce off of you.
Okay.
So I kind of want to just like luge everything, like just like take a running dive down every steep embankment and like,
Yeah.
just kind of like frictionless slide everything. I don't know. Like that's my first thought,
Dude, I mean, I think that's a great call, and that's kind of where I was gonna go, was like do all those wily ass things that just seem so insane to me, like squirrel suiting.
Oh,
and
squirrel
shit.
suiting is an easy
yeah.
one, yeah, for sure.
Oh,
yeah.
I'd probably just straight jump off some really gnarly
That's
cliffs.
what I'm saying,
Like,
like-
I don't even need... I mean, I'd do that first and then try the squirrel suit, for sure, because I want to fly, too. But,
Yeah,
I
but-
definitely just would, like...
Just bail.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Straight down. And then just bounce,
Yeah.
I guess?
I mean, you take no damage, so I also read that as you don't really feel any pain.
Yeah.
That is a That is absolutely important, though. Are you saying that we don't feel pain?
I will. You're not taking damage, so damage would
I fucking
dictate
toboggan
pain,
the
right?
Matterhorn. Like, let's do this.
Yeah, right. Totally. I would say like you would get lasting effects though. So if your goal was to say like, I don't know, fuck crackheads, like you might get a disease that fucking carries over to the next day.
No, that's fucking no. If you're invulnerable to anything. Like a disease is going to start like affecting your body,
but only for 24 hours. If you're still carrying it, I'd say once you're not invulnerable,
it's
it's
damaging
there.
you, but you're carrying it maybe.
Yeah, totally.
But I mean, like, I'm not trying to fuck crackheads anyway. I'm trying to like asphalt luge and like fucking jump off of buildings and stuff. Because I mean, like, honestly, and maybe pick a fight with Mike Tyson. I'm not leaving that off the table. But like, if you're impervious to damage, like, what's better than doing like a fucking 30,000 foot skydive with no parachute? Like, that sounds
right.
great.
Like, can I
rad.
just go up into space, like where the Red Bull guy like did the skydive from, but just
No
without
suit.
anything?
I'm saying,
because also like if I'm invulnerable, I don't need to breathe in space, right?
That might be a DM
My
call
question
there.
was going to be: does this include drowning?
Might be a DM call
See,
there.
Sure, you take no damage.
Cool. So if it includes drowning, then it definitely includes fucking being in space, because that's your lungs filling with water. My
Sure.
lungs are filling with nothing.
Sure.
Then
Love
I
it.
definitely do that, 100%.
Yep. I'm doing the Red Bull jump, no question.
Yeah.
All right, what if I throw this in? Wait, Shelby, do you have any specific things you want to get
I'm going to
done?
be underwater the whole 24 hours.
Is that like that too?
That's actually kind of tight, actually.
Yeah, no, I'm
My
going to
only-
become a river otter for like a full 24 hours.
You just want to swim
only-
around? You don't want to like try and go deep?
Dude, go deep and
Trying to
do
go deep.
as much research as you can in
Yeah,
24
no,
hours.
I definitely want to just like hang out underwater
My
and
only, my only
see
problem with
some shit.
underwater is visibility.
yeah, but I can't take damage.
Yeah, but you can't see anything either.
Right. You're not
Okay,
enhanced.
yeah.
It's like you
I'm
can
gonna
see
wear
as well as you could
goggles.
right now.
And
though.
hopefully bring a lot of lights.
Yeah,
Okay, there we go.
I'm gonna have a headlamp and some goggles, and I'm just not gonna like come up
I'm
for
on
a
board
while.
with this.
Yeah, like I just want to go hang out with some fucking sea lions, and maybe see a shark, and maybe see a killer whale, and like maybe swim up the Columbia and find a shipwreck. I don't know.
You realize
But
you
who
could
knows
just do
what's
that
down
with
there?
scuba
I
gear,
love
though,
it.
right?
No
Yeah.
one.
That's like, you could do that
Yeah.
right now with scuba gear.
Yeah, but I don't like. I get claustrophobic when I've got like.
I see.
The whole.
So
when
you
your
don't
head's
see
all
yourself
cased
doing
in.
that.
I
Unless
do, but
in
it's
this
going to take some
situation.
convincing because, like, part of what I like about snorkeling is that my head's not covered up and I'm not wearing a wetsuit. Like, I'll snorkel till I literally physically cannot be in the water anymore because I'm so exhausted. Scuba diving is harder for me because wetsuits make me really claustrophobic. I don't like feeling like I'm trapped in this, like, condom.
That's
With,
fair.
like, something heavy
Yeah.
on my back and, like, a big mask on my face and, like, my whole face
have
covered.
you been scuba diving before?
I have worn scuba gear. I'm in a pool.
I have two. And
I'm just
I
gonna
usually
say,
feel
when
like
you're actually in the
out.
ocean, you forget about that
I know,
shit.
but it freaked me out. And this is an excuse for me to not have to worry about that shit. I can just walk into the Pacific Ocean and freak some people out.
I'm just saying you should get back on that horse. I think you would love scuba diving.
I would probably love scuba diving, but like I don't.
Hey, no one likes wearing scuba gear.
You also gotta have a really good
Only
watch and make sure you
masochists
make
like
it back
wearing
up
the
Yeah,
gear.
like
into air
the bends
before
freak
24
me
hours
out.
hits.
Like I don't have to worry
Oh,
about
come
any
on. No one gets the bends unless you go deep, and you're not going to
Why
go deep on
wouldn't I
beginner
want
scuba
to?
dives.
No, I know, but eventually I'm gonna want to.
And so you can get training for that. I have training up to 100 feet.
This is beside the point. This is my fantasy. What I'm gonna do for 24 hours.
Well, okay.
It's valid.
When I take
I'm
good
just saying,
damage.
like, let's
Yep.
make your fantasy happen.
I'm
on
gonna
a couple
jump off
weekends.
a waterfall. I'm gonna swim in a
Alright, cool.
river. I'm gonna go to the Oregon coast without a wetsuit and hang out with some fucking sharks and some sea lions. That's my plan.
Or are you
So-
gonna jump off Multnomah Falls?
I would jump. Well, Multnomah Falls isn't very deep at the bottom. I'd still probably. Do
It wouldn't
that,
matter.
though.
You're fucking
No,
invulnerable.
I know, but the whole point is to go
Go
underwater.
deep. Yeah, I get
with
it.
all the bubbles.
So I figured
Yeah.
out. I want to be launched out of a railgun into space,
Oh, see,
Sick.
that's a good call.
and then do like this really fucking long skydive into the ocean. Mm-hmm. And go deep.
Just run the whole gamut.
Yeah.
Just like start in space.
Okay, question with that though.
Go to the bottom of the
So you only have
trench.
24 hours. That's going to take like however long it takes. How confident are you in your landing spot in the ocean that people will be able to find you within the rest of the time of the 24 hours to rescue you?
Obviously,
so you
we would
don't
have to
drown?
have like years of planning on this. You know, like I would have to know exactly when my window of invulnerability was.
What if it's right now?
Then we
Right,
wouldn't-
so I was literally going to say, so that's my new caveat is like, okay, like fantasies aside, what if literally right now,
Like get up
it's
from
like-
the chair.
yeah,
Oh,
it's like
okay.
you've only got 24 hours and you've got to live within your means, so you can't plan anything crazy, you can't get Red Bull to fucking put you up into space.
What if
Like,
we
you
just see
can't,
how much vodka
like-
I can drink? Like, am I gonna die?
I'll take you up on that.
Have like gallon after gallon.
He's still not dead. All right, we got to
like-
make sure that like this his liver can process
Right
this
now,
before the
if
24
all,
Exactly.
if all of us just got 24 hours of invulnerability right now, I feel like the obvious answer is Fight Club.
Oh, that's a really
Oh,
good point.
yeah.
The obvious answer is Fight Club.
Yeah, I mean, because who doesn't want to just like put a golf club over someone's head that
Just
doesn't
'cause.
hurt them? You know?
Yeah.
So I actually think I would try and learn how to skateboard.
Yes,
because
That's why I was like
Definitely.
luging and like
yeah,
you know.
so like
fucking-
extreme sports.
Yeah.
Like I tried to BMX when I was a kid, and mostly I was just too scared, and I actually kept wrecking because I was like not getting up to speed.
Right.
If I actually were taking these jumps properly, I maybe could have landed them semi-properly, but mostly I would panic at the end, slow down, and just sort of like mangle myself over a jump.
Right.
But if I just know that I'm impervious, I can just go off a huge ramp, like go down a half pipe, fly in the air,
Launch yourself
crash
off.
over
Get
and
used
over
to
and
it.
over
Yeah.
again, and then maybe I'll actually like pick it up and be like, oh, I could actually do this. I actually understand how to land because I haven't mangled myself, you know, gone to the hospital multiple times just trying to learn how to fly off a half pipe, you know?
All right.
Would you continue to BMX after 24
So that
hours?
would be the
If
idea.
You learned a lot in that amount
Right,
of time?
like if I felt confident enough that I could land properly. I've always wanted to skateboard or BMX, to be honest. I only BMX because I was too scared of skateboarding.
Skateboarding's scary, man.
Yeah, dude,
wanna
I can barely
skateboard.
ride one.
Yeah, same.
I mean, the only like extreme sports where I've like gone off jumps and like done tricks and landed is on the mountain. Like
Right, so I've taken jumps on skis before, but that's a little less scary because you're hitting snow
Exactly.
usually.
no, exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
it's way safer than fucking pavement.
Though I did one time, oh my gosh, yeah, see, and I don't know if I'd ever find room for this in the regular coming down. But yeah, I was getting pretty confident on my skis and was going through the woods off to the side, you know,
Yeah,
like going
that's where
off
the
the
bumps
trail
are.
and stuff. Yeah, and I'm like hitting jumps and just cruising, and I took this jump, but realized kind of right as I took the jump that the little trail that was carved out hooked sharp left.
Oh,
And so, kind of mid-air, I was like, oh, I need to turn, but you can't turn mid-air. And so I just sort of threw my skis up because I was flying directly towards a tree.
Right.
And so I just sort of kicked my skis up and hit the tree. So for the listener at home, the tree is standing vertical and my two skis hit it perpendicular. Boom, just square on.
Right.
And it like rattled my whole body. Like it shockwaved my whole body
Yeah.
and knocked me out for like a split second.
whoa.
Yeah, like I hit the tree, hit the ground, fainted, and then like came to. And was like, whew, that one really rattled me.
Wow, were you
At least you had the
alright?
presence of mind to
was,
put
I
your
was,
feet
but-
up, you know, like
But
could've put your
it
face
knocked
in
the
that
wind
tree.
out of me.
Yeah.
It felt like I had been punched in the gut, even though it hit my feet. So it moved through my whole body. Like
Yeah.
it knocked
Well,
the
your
wind out of me
organs-
and then hit my head and
your-
like knocked me out.
Your organs continued to try and move
Well, right.
forward.
Right.
You got to recognize
You had stopped.
Right.
Yeah.
your skull is a big snow globe with
Jelly.
Like a
jelly
little
in
grain
it, and
yeah.
so when
Yep.
the jelly hits the wall of the snow globe, it compresses,
Yep.
and that knocks you right the fuck out.
Sure did. Yeah, it rattled me pretty hard, and so I started taking it way easier on the skis after that. But
Dude, I love skiing. But yeah, every once in a while, it reminds you that, like, you are a fragile
Oh yeah.
jelly person
Well, especially
strapped to wood careening down the side of a mountain. Like,
especially
that
now that
never
I'm
lost
at
me.
least like 50 to 100 pounds heavier than I was when I learned how to ski.
Mm-hmm.
Like I get up on the mountain now, and I'm like, wow, we are going fast.
yeah, right. Also a little top heavy, so
It's like, oh, I should probably start turning now. You know?
yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely, like, if it was just up to, if I was just now, like, all of a sudden now, from now until 24 hours from now, I'm impervious, I'm definitely, like, probably just picking fights. Because.
I love it.
Why not? If I have time
That's
to
interesting.
plan,
Yeah.
just because, why not?
Yeah.
I like fighting, actually, and I'm all out of shape, and I don't like to get hurt, so, like, I don't do it normally.
Yeah.
But I've definitely thought of, like, you know, if I was going to take a class at the gym, like, the class I would maybe want to take is boxing, because, like, it's fun.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, I mean, we could just go spar right now.
yeah.
I mean, if we were invulnerable.
Yeah,
you know,
well,
or,
yeah,
you
if
know,
we
took no
could
damage.
take
You could
punch.
literally stand up out of your chairs and
All right.
start punching out.
I've got it.
Honestly.
I've got it. I would go to, like, the most sketchiest part of town and wait for fucking somebody to try to jump me, and then I would try to fight them.
Just like for as long as it takes.
Yep.
Because it might be a minute.
Well, I mean,
But,
who
like,
knows if
you're
I
gonna
would even
get there
win,
if
you
they
know?
try.
Like, but they can't kill me,
Right.
so, you know.
See, there's also an argument for robbing a bank.
Well, no shit.
There is
24
an
hours,
argument.
homie.
Yeah.
And I don't care if I'm invulnerable but in jail.
Well, here's the thing.
That's not gonna
Here's
do
the thing
anything.
about being
Yeah.
invulnerable and or immortal is, like, that nothing stops immobilization.
Right.
Like, you can live forever and be impervious to damage.
Oh, but I can still get
That's
tased.
true.
literally never do anything because you're just imprisoned.
Right.
So
Yeah.
even if it was for the rest of your life, you could fuck that up by just getting imprisoned. you know?
Exactly.
If it was literally like, next week on Tuesday, you will be invulnerable for 24 hours. I am finding a orca or a great white and writing it.
Hell yeah.
All right, I like that.
See, if
I can dig it.
if I have to do it right now, I think one thing that I would be interested in actually trying out is getting electrocuted. Like,
I can make
yeah.
that happen right now.
electrocuted, like go grab like a heavy
Just, like,
ass electric
Touch a
fence.
Tesla coil.
Yeah, dude,
Oh, man.
stand in the middle of a Tesla coil. Like, I want to know what that's like because
Yeah.
it's gonna be the hair raisy. You know,
Yeah.
like science is still gonna work the same way, but I might as well just
I
be a
like
metal
that.
pole. You
like
know,
that.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just
pretty
a
wild.
very conductive little blob, and
There's-
very much into that.
I saw some footage of a guy. I think it must have been in London, but it was obviously somewhere in the UK. And, like, clearly this man was enhanced chemically somehow. But, like, the cops, like a bunch of cops were chasing him, and he, like, jumps up onto this, like, little platform in front of, like, the shop window and, like, goes, ah, like, fucking just, like, faces them and fucking, like, stands up to them, and they all just fucking tase him all at once, and he's like, yeah, yeah, like, just fucking jumping around, like, woo,
shit.
and, like, these people are like, oh my god, he's got superpowers, and then, like, they stop tasing him, and he's like, a little bit more, like,
Oh my
Whoa.
god.
that guy got some good meth that
That's a
night.
lot.
Like,
That's
holy
even like
Jesus.
PCP, dude.
I'm saying,
Yeah.
like, I'm saying,
How
like,
did
when,
not die?
when you're
Fuck.
enjoying the juice from the taser, like,
Yeah.
you got some good shit.
That's like
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
Crank 3 right there.
I'm saying,
Um,
like, that's just future meth.
No, okay. So actually, I got it because I'm always looking for an angle. So I think I start a Twitter beef with David Blaine,
Oh, here we go.
and then I fucking outdo one of his tricks.
Yep.
So he held his
All
breath
right.
for like 18 minutes or 19 minutes or something, and
Hold
so
it for
I
like 6 hours.
so I just do like 4 hours, and I'm just like, "Fuck you, David
Yeah.
Blaine."
Achievement unlocked.
Yeah.
This is a one-time thing I can never do.
Yeah,
again.
do you then just be like, I don't have to prove anything else to
Yeah,
you?
then I
and that's
retire,
the
dude. It's fine.
excuse?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, as long as it takes for you to get some cameras on you, and then you're just like,
Oh.
the rest of this invulnerability.
Even just let doctors hook shit up to me and never be able to explain it, and
Yeah.
then
Right.
just like live off royalties forever.
Yep.
Off of my like shit starting with David Blaine, and then also the documentary
People would
that
call
they made
you out
about
as
me.
a hoax. You definitely have to get as many
Yeah, yeah.
eyes on you and
Oh,
get
man.
Well,
women
so
on
that's
you
why
as
I'd start.
possible.
That's why I'd start the Twitter beef with David Blaine. I'd be like, "You hire any doctor you want.
Right.
You hire anyone you want, and I'll fucking go and beat your
You're like,
record."
I'm going to go take a swim in this crucible real quick. Like,
Yeah.
let's see you match this.
Yep.
So,
All right. Dope.
Good question.
Nice little softball. All right. I think we'll go with this one next. Yeah, this actually will be fun. So you get okay. I grabbed this off Reddit, but I did not get a username, so sorry. No shout out to you. You get magically teleported into the last video game you've played and will return in a week. If you die in the game, you'll die in real life. Blacking out and such count as dying. But you get to keep anything you've got in the game as well. What is your strategy?
Oh no. I'm fucked.
Does this have to be a game that I played in the last week, or can I just pick any
You
game?
said the last game, right?
The last video game you've played.
Oh no. Not gonna end well for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't love...
Because I played Arena, like, most recently, and I don't think that should necessarily count. But,
I'm not counting it.
Cool.
That's
in that case...
That's
like a video game.
digital
like,
card game.
Exactly, yeah. That's still a
I'm
card
trying to remember
game.
what exactly... Because it was either Zelda or fucking... No Man's Sky.
See, I almost wanted to wait to do this one until you were done playing No Man's Sky, because that's rad.
Well, no shit.
And that would be super enjoyable.
Oh, fuck. That's the one with, like, billions of planets or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you just, like, cruise around and discover and check out and then take
yeah,
off and do it again.
Yep.
Since I'm such a video
Sounds
game nerd,
tight.
let's let everybody else answer, and then I'll fucking get on my fucking soap.
Yeah, what's the last game you played, Shelby?
Mine's Stardew Valley, so I'm
Is it
stoked.
really? Oh my god! Yes!
I'm going on vacation for a week, motherfuckers. Yeah!
Oh, I love Stardew Valley.
I'm gonna get off the grid for a week. I'm gonna get so much gold.
I'm gonna
plant
fucking go
some
to the
plants.
Egg Festival.
I'm gonna go to the Egg
That sounds
Festival. I'm gonna
wonderful.
bang a hot farmer friend. I'm gonna come home in a week.
I'm gonna
Now-
pet my cat.
I'm gonna
It's
pet my
be
cat.
great.
Now, for the listener, so Stardew Valley is just like a farming sim.
It's the most wholesome farming game. It does technically have a plot, like
Okay.
there's technically
There's
a
a story,
storyline.
yeah.
But like it's literally just like your grandpa leaves you a farm in his will. So you leave your corporate job working for this big corporate like Walmart. Essentially, it's Jojoba Mart, but
Whoa,
it's Walmart.
so it's like you get to live out the fantasy of quitting
Yes!
your corporate job
Yep,
to go like
it
live
is
on a
literally
farm.
my fantasy.
This was a labor of love.
It's
built
one
by
guy
a corporate
developed
wage
it.
slave.
That's like my goal in life is to
One-
just quit my job and
Yeah.
go live on a farm.
I highly recommend this game to
Yeah.
anyone. One guy did all the coding for it.
It's amazing.
Cool.
One dude. And he got some help with the artwork, but like one dude did all the code for this game.
Wow.
One dude wrote the story.
Yeah.
It's basically, your grandpa leaves you a farm in his will. You leave your corporate job and you move to this little town that's trying to like, keep the corporate entity from coming in and like stealing their business and shit.
Cute little seaside village.
And you're just literally like working the farm and like
And you got pets.
Yeah, you get a pet. There's like a community center that you're slowly trying to rebuild by leaving little gifts for the forest spirits, so they'll rebuild the community
Sick.
center for you. It's 99.9% of my dreams.
There's like I challenge you to find anything.
There's no sex in it, so it's
objectionable
not
with
a
that.
There's no
100% of your dreams.
technically
Yeah, but you can get married.
you
and
can get
divorced.
married. So like as long as I'm just
Can you have kids?
asexual and you cannot.
Then you ain't fucking.
Yep, it's too wholesome for sex.
Yeah.
So like that element is missing, but you know what? I'll fucking live. That's fine. I'll turn into a.
I mean,
nun.
you get alone time?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fine.
you don't know what you do
No,
with
it's
that.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You've
so
got a cat,
literally
know.
sucks to be you guys, but I'm definitely just taking I might not come back. I might just live in Stardew Valley.
I would join.
Do I
you there.
have to come back?
It does say you have to come
Okay.
back, but tell me what you'd bring back with you.
So
What's your strategy?
I would just farm as hard as I could for the week and get a bunch of in-game gold and then just take that back with me.
And just like wreck their economy by taking gold out of their fucking system?
I mean, if we're assuming I'm assuming I'm literally getting like Jumanji'd into the video game. Not that the video game.
Also,
becomes
like,
a real
does
game.
anyone in this
Also,
world
that's
take
just an
Stardew
item.
Bucks?
It's just gold. It's literally
just gold.
gold.
They just call it gold?
It's gold.
Oof. Alright, it's pretty
Yeah.
good.
So like, and I'm
And
assuming
gold's just
I'm
an item. You can just keep all the items you have.
I'm
I
How
don't
much
think
gold
it's
do you
crashing
have?
their economy
in my
either.
current game, which technically I'm co-playing with Matt, but like in my solo game, I think I have like 10,000 something.
Okay.
I don't know what that translates
10,000
to. Weight
units?
of gold.
10,000 single pieces of gold. So 10,000 gold coins. I'd just come back with 10,000 gold
Yeah, that's
coins.
not bad. And then you crash our global economy by injecting a ton of new gold into the system.
Or you Jeff Bezos.
I'm gonna become Ron Swanson. That shit's getting buried in like.
You would absolutely bury all of that gold.
That's getting buried at my grandma and grandpa's
true.
house, like behind the barn or some shit.
I believe you.
I will draw a map.
absolutely
Only I can
believe you.
decipher. Only I will know where it is buried.
That's amazing. So the last video game I've been playing is Borderlands 3,
Oh, you're fucked.
which is not a world I want to live in.
No.
That is
What are you gonna bring back
A
from
whole
that
week,
besides
it's gonna be
disease?
tough.
That is a pretty gnarly murder world
Right?
that will not be funny when you're in it.
Sorry, that caught me right in the middle of swallowing.
Yeah.
What
So
are you
you're
gonna bring
familiar,
back
like-
from that except disease?
I don't know. That
true.
one robot apparently makes really good coffee.
Claptrap?
Bring that
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's a few things to bring back.
there was a mission in this one where you had to go to some like other robot that made coffee for.
Oh,
some
yeah,
project.
totally.
Wait,
And
is
and I
Claptrap
had to,
even in this one?
yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
like a little bit. Is a different guy.
Yeah, I keep finding.
It's a different guy, yeah. Well, there's a whole story behind that.
No, I mean the guy that she went and got coffee from is like not related to Claptrap. He was
Oh.
just in
Yeah,
this.
he's
Never
a,
mind.
he's a
Anyway.
barista robot,
Yeah.
but
Oh, okay. never mind.
Exactly.
and I had to fight off a bunch of people because they all wanted that coffee or something. I don't know. Yeah, but
I don't know what you
there
bring
is a
back.
world where I just hole up in one of the cities and just like maybe do some simple missions and do some simple hunting and bring back any sort of decent gun at all and then sell that tech, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, if you bring back any of the, like, weird alien tech kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And, like,
Ooh.
yeah.
I mean, currently I have a gun that freezes enemies, and when I get critical hits, it ricochets, and if those ricochets hit my gun, it returns double bullets back to my gun. So that's pretty crazy tech. If I brought that back,
Well, I mean, anyone who shops at Walmart can see the value there.
oh no,
Yeah, maybe don't bring that.
yeah.
I was talking
know.
about some
Why
of the
did I
shit
bring
from
back
Borderlands,
better weapon
like
tech?
endgame
Yeah.
Borderlands 2 kind of weapons tech. You know what
Maybe
I'm talking
bring
about?
back-
Like,
Maybe it'd bring
Maybe-
back a shield.
Maybe take a bunch of
Okay.
like photographs and then come back and do the whole Ray Bradbury time traveler story where you're like, if we don't change our ways, this is what the future will.
don't they
Yeah,
have, like,
right?
really
Is everything
advanced,
still like cell shaded and shit though?
nanotechnology in
They're gonna be
that
like, those
future?
are just
Like,
screen caps from
couldn't you bring
Borderlands
back
3.
some, like, food manufacturing tech that would just kind of free impoverished countries? Like,
Well, no, I don't think so. Because people, no, it's like scavenger society, man. It's all like post-apocalyptic.
oh, that's right.
See,
People make
Their
burgers out
technology
of the
is
weird,
just
like,
for murdering things. Yeah,
out of the weird fucking
eat
skags.
skags,
Yeah,
yeah.
totally.
That's right,
Yeah,
that's
nothing
right.
good.
There's no Soylent Green. Yeah.
There's nothing good in this
Yeah,
world.
right,
Yeah.
fair
so
enough.
question though, so you're getting put into a video game. Are you like abiding by video game rules here? If you clear out everyone in an area, and as long as you don't leave that area, will they not respawn? So
Presumably.
for
Yeah.
surviving, could you potentially clear out an area in like a chill town that had like, I don't know, a bar or like a something?
I mean, there's
Kill everyone,
yeah.
and then just hole up for a week
There's
and
weird
bring back
little
whatever
cities.
you get.
There's weird little like towns and villages and cities in Borderlands, like full of rednecks who don't want to hang out with. But I could bide my time and get drunk with fucking
Yeah.
weirdos for a week.
Shit,
Oh,
there's
you know
also,
what?
like spacecraft
Yeah,
and stuff.
right.
Also, Moxie's is way chill. That's just like a casino bar. I think I just try and earn some money and spend my time in Moxie's because, like,
And I mean, do enemies come in there? Like
no,
in game?
no, no.
Then
Then
They're
you'd be
safe.
fine.
Yeah,
then
you
you'd
can't
be
be
fine.
hurt.
Just don't leave there for a week.
Yeah.
No.
So it's a week that you're in game?
Yeah, totally.
Well, I mean, so, like, No Man's Sky is just the easiest answer to this. Like,
It's the dream answer,
Yeah.
honestly.
clearly,
Or
I just-
maybe Stardew
Is No
Valley.
Man's-
I don't know.
Yeah, Stardew Valley's up there.
Well, no,
Is
I mean,
No
like-
Man's Sky the one where you're like open world but in space? Is that
yeah,
No
it's
Man's Sky?
it's a procedural galaxy. There's 18,000 plus planets,
Okay.
and
Oh, I thought it was like millions.
no, I mean, maybe I don't remember, but it's dude.
It's impossible to explore
There's
it
like
all.
245 galaxies with 18,000 plus planets each. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
how many, if once you get past 1,000, right?
Right. Yeah, it really doesn't.
I mean, you're not even going to visit a fraction of those. So,
yeah.
So I mean, yeah, like I could definitely spend a week there just like having a great fucking time.
Hell yeah.
And I mean, like,
Planet vacation.
if you don't understand that, just go look up No Man's Sky, because I'm not going to sit here and belabor that. Like, that's just easy mode. So,
Yeah, it's Star Trek. You're just living Star Trek for
Right.
like a week.
oh, it's even better, because, like, you can, anyway, no, we're not going to go there, because, like, holy shit, that game's just rad. Anyway. I could just wax pedantic about how good that game is. But I think it's more interesting to talk about the game that I actually logged into most recently but didn't play, which is Portal 2.
Oh, that's
nice.
one of my favorite games.
Yeah, it's really fucking good.
Oh, that's a great game.
And the universe on it is
I'd
like,
bring back Wheatley.
oh, you're a monster. I mean, and I thought about bringing back Cave Johnson because, like, the man's just a national
Yeah, but
treasure.
he's dead.
Is he though?
Yeah.
There's a bunch of parallel universes.
Man.
Ah, sure.
And
That's
that's
like
the whole.
75% of Portal 1.
That's the whole point of the.
Yeah, oh my god. Play Portal.
Well,
2.
Portal.
Yeah.
Like the whole point of Portal
It's
2
like
is that there's
Portal
like
1.
multiple parallel dimensions, and like there's a testing.
It's
There's a
like,
testing facility in every parallel
It's
dimension.
like
so,
Portal
Yeah.
1 with a plot.
yeah.
Nice.
I
Well,
can't bring back GLaDOS. She can't be trusted. But I would
No.
definitely bring back
Hello.
Wheatley.
No, you bring back the portal gun.
Yeah, also, yes, duh. That goes without saying. I'm
That's
saying
all I want to
that.
bring back is the fucking portal
I'm
gun.
bringing back the portal gun and my companion cube and Wheatley. So my companion cube sings to me.
Definitely on
Kill
board
it.
with the
I can't
cube.
leave it there.
Definitely on board with the cube. Definitely bringing back the cube. But my purpose for bringing back the portal gun is completely selfish.
Oh my god, getting to work would be so great.
I just want to make. I
God,
just
that
want
would
to
be
make 2 portals.
That's such a basic fucking thought process, too.
Oh no! Wait till you hear what I'm going to use the portal gun for.
Okay.
So I'm just going to make 2 portals in a really narrow space, and just wedge myself in there, so that I can really give myself a good rogering.
Like through dimensions.
That would work.
I mean, just a
That would
line
work.
of Matthews, an
Oh.
infinite line of Matthews.
I get it. Nice.
It got so much better when it was an infinite number of you.
Because you can see them all
Infinite Matthews.
It's like a
and
conga
infinite-
line.
through the portal, and they're all you, just infinitely repeating, and you can reach through and like touch butts for like as far as your arms can reach.
Yes.
Just
amazing.
infinite number of views.
I like it.
Giving it to you.
Yeah.
Giving it and taking it.
I'd maybe bring back Chell too. She deserves
I
better.
mean, she deserves it.
She deserves better.
She got those leaf springs instead of feet. Like,
Holy
she should
shit.
at least be able to run
She's
a
wearing
fucking mile.
boots.
Oh, honey.
I love it.
I don't. We can't talk about this anyway.
What was... I think I know the last game you played.
Yeah, so
And that's no good.
the last video game that I played is Bit Trip Presents Runner 2 Future Legend of Rhythm Alien.
Yeah, I saw you playing it.
Yeah.
So this is problematic, friends. I'm supposed to last a week without, like, getting either killed or blacked out or whatever.
Now-
and this is...
Well,
Now,
don't
for
you
the
just
listener at
include
home-
Ron in that game, though?
you do, but...
This says if you die, you die.
yeah, and I
Oh.
mean, you
Don't do that.
fall and flail back to the beginning and then continue
I mean,
to run.
it also says if you get knocked out.
What
Like,
game is this?
Okay, so for the listener at home, the way this game works is it's a kind of a rail game where you're running and the game is moving and you have to interact
like
with all these
dodging.
obstacles. So
So, yeah.
you duck, you jump, you kick, you block.
Right.
I think that's kind of it. But
mean-
But it's just
Yeah.
infinite till you die.
no, there's levels.
There's levels. Okay.
Yeah, and you try and get through them.
But
And then you get to the end and then you go play another level.
oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, honey.
Pretty much what he said.
Yeah. It's yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one.
Hey, it's better than Candy Crush.
Are we only counting video games with the plot though?
It did
Or
not.
The question
matter.
doesn't specify. So I think what's your strategy?
I mean, in Bit Trip,
Yeah.
Die.
can I hang out in the like
Lobby?
character choosing menu for a week?
I'd even argue if you make it through the level, you can hang out in the little cannon at the end without ever launching.
Fuck. But to get to the cannon, I have to get every piece of gold in the whole level and also not hit anything.
This is true. Yeah, you would have to make it through the whole level.
And you play some really
And
gnarly
I
video
only
games.
get one chance. I mean, Bit Trip's not gnarly only because you get a checkpoint halfway through and also get to just restart automatically every time. This is gnarly because I have to last a whole week. And I mean...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mario
I've hit
fans
a
would
lot
be
of...
dead as
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
It's like-
right.
It's
This is like a
basically that-
Mario Water level where
Exactly.
it's like it moves you too.
Yeah.
You don't
Right,
get to just
that's
chill.
the thing. Like, if it was Mario, I could just sit there, like,
Does it move? At
I
its
guess there's
pace,
a time
or
limit.
can you set
so
the pace?
you might actually
Oh,
get
Mario
fucked in
does
Mario.
have a time
It
limit.
certainly does.
Does your
Yeah.
game move at its own pace, or can
Yes.
you set the pace?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, I was gonna say, can you just go really slowly?
I could set it to the easiest mode, which has less enemies,
Yeah.
and I could maybe pick the very first one, and I'd probably do okay, but it'd be so much different. Like, am I playing, like, I'm in the world, so, like, I'm not playing watching it come, I'm running.
Right.
And physically jumping over giant spiky mushrooms and, like, kicking... Well, actually, no, the first level pretty much just has the giant mushrooms. And you have to jump over some, like, very, very, very tall cliffs.
Fuck.
But it doesn't matter how tall they are, because as soon as I fuck up at all, I'm dead.
Right.
God damn.
Did I get to choose if I do this or not, or did this just happen to me?
This just happens to you.
Fuck, okay, yeah, I think I'm dead, to be absolutely honest
Yeah,
with
I think
you.
you're toast.
I think I'm fucking dead. I would give it my all.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I could get through the first level and then hang out in, like...
Yeah, this is
the
straight up a
lobby,
horror movie. It's just like,
I'm-
oh, I just
Oh,
have to run
clearly,
through
yeah.
obstacles
Yeah,
until
this
Terrifying.
is Saw.
yeah.
But the
right?
weird thing about it is if you've
It's a
ever...
pixelated
Saw
Saw.
on running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That gives a whole new perspective to that game. That poor character.
Right?
But, like,
Why are they even
Insane.
there? Who put them into this hellscape?
Terrifying.
We did.
For those of you who-
the Saw guy.
are like unfamiliar with the aesthetic of specifically Runner 2, like the original Bit Trip Runner was all like just pixel based,
Yeah,
all
just
like
8-bit.
8-bit.
Yeah.
And even had an 8-bit like soundtrack to it. But Runner 2, they sort of expanded that a little bit, so it was still like sort of chiptune and like electronic music, and the backgrounds were all weird, but they're like a different type of 3D weird now. So I would at least really enjoy like my
It would-
surroundings.
it would look pretty rad.
absurd as
Sure.
fuck. It would look like I was on a lot of drugs.
Yeah.
Because everything has a face and all the faces are like weirdly off-putting and like kind of grotesque while being
Right.
weirdly cute.
Wouldn't you
But,
be
like,
first person instead of side scrolling? Like,
that was one of the questions.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I imagine that would be the
probably
case,
be the
right?
case. I'm in
Because
the
you're
world.
essentially a character in the world.
I'm in
right?
the world.
right.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm just in this little narrow
Yep.
Yeah.
spot in the world.
So, if I could pick any game to spend a weekend,
Yeah. What if we could all pick a game?
Firewatch.
What's Firewatch?
It's a game where you fall in love with someone who's in the Firewatch tower opposite you in the valley, but there's some really weird shit happening.
Cute.
What? That's
Sorry,
cool.
that's adorable.
Yeah. It's one of the sweetest.
I've
Like-
always wanted to go stay in one of the Firewatch.
Yeah, me too. And, like, some bad shit happens in your life, and, like, you actually get to play through that as a very small mini game at 1st to decide what you would do if you were presented with these life choices. And then you go and you spend a summer in this Firewatch tower, and you explain why you made these choices to this other person who's on the radio. Because, like, who the fuck else do you have to talk to? Mm-hmm. And, I mean, like, yeah, of course you're going to get into some personal shit.
Yeah.
And, I mean, she's really cool, so...
Yeah.
Hell
You can camp in the Firewatch towers in Oregon. You can rent them.
No way, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We should do it sometime. It's super fun.
Dude, they had when I was a kid, we had this park called Lee Martinez Park, and they just had a Firewatch like tower there, and technically you weren't supposed to go there, but there was like nothing stopping you, and like as kids we would just go, and it's like 4 stories high, and we would just like go and climb it and like run around and
I
stuff.
think I remember that.
There was a prototype hidden in like one little spar of the roof timbers of this fucking Firewatch tower, and the local tradition was that you climbed up in there and you smoked whatever weed you were going to smoke, and you also smoked the bowl that was in that pipe, but then you replaced it.
What?
Nice.
And you always left a bowl for the next person.
Nice.
Because, like, what if they didn't have a bowl, you know?
Hell yeah.
And, like, even if you had your own pipe, like, you just smoke weed out of that because you didn't want to fucking wear it out, you know? But, like, because it was there for people who didn't have a pipe and didn't have a bowl, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah.
It's just this fucking local tradition, you know? Like, we'd drive our fucking 4-wheel drive trucks all the way fucking out in the woods to this fucking Firewatch tower. We'd climb up there and we'd smoke weed.
That's
and
awesome.
we'd leave a bowl for the next person.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
If I had to pick a game to just live in, that's tough. I like dark games.
Well,
Yeah,
me
you
too.
do.
That's why I picked Firewatch, because it's not dark at all.
Yeah, it's like my favorite games. Dark Souls,
Well, I mean-
no.
Yeah. That sounds like the worst universe to live
Right, yeah, you just die instantly.
in. And then keep dying over and over and over.
Right.
I might just hang out in the Witness forever.
I mean, that's pretty cool. Yeah, man, just puzzle solve. Just walk around and solve puzzles.
Yeah, and like
Witness
gorgeous
is dope as
environment,
shit.
and
Yeah.
like just
That was
not
like Mist.
ever
There's
fucking
actually
like
something
worry
I thought
about
about,
it.
yeah.
Because it's like, okay, maybe while you're there, if you're bored, solve some puzzles. But if you don't, nothing's gonna fuck with you.
Well, yeah, and you're apparently immortal there, too, so...
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah.
it might be a little like lonely.
It's super
but
lonely, yeah.
Would
but
be lonely.
Look,
But
I
most
don't
video
know.
games are going to be lonely,
Beautiful.
dude. You don't
And there's
really
always,
have
like,
buddies
shit to,
most
like,
of the
kinda-
time.
you have NPCs. They're just gonna tell you the same
Yeah,
thing. over and
irritate
over
you.
again.
Like, come on, dude. Okay. Actually, we talked about this earlier. Here's my pick. If I could pick any game, I'm going to play Force Unleashed. Because then I get to just fucking force toss Wookiees around and bring
That's
a lightsaber
great
back.
Point.
That's
Are
my
you gonna
strategy.
survive?
I
the
mean,
whole
we could-
thing
we could just
for a
be-
week?
Maybe not, but I'll risk it, dude.
We could just
Right.
say Dynasty Warriors, and I'm like, it's God. It's just,
That's
like,
a good point. If
wiping
given this
armies off the
opportunity,
map, you know? Like,
Yeah.
why not? Why not just like do
Oh,
something wild?
yeah, I'd
for
risk
a week
it.
and die if you do.
Yeah, if I die, bummer. But, like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, shit.
I got
Would
to
you
fu-
just still pick Stardew Valley?
I'd still pick Stardew
I
Yeah,
Yeah.
you had the best choice.
I
Yeah,
mean,
you
I
definitely
think
did.
I kind of won that round.
I think you did. I think you
really
did.
did.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Dude, play Stardew Valley. It makes everything so much better in your life. And you can do multiplayer. So Matt and I have been doing the multiplayer version, which is the same game essentially. It's the same plot.
But you can, like, visit your friend's farm.
It's actually
shit?
the same farm, but
Yeah.
they build you little.
Oh.
But you have to play on separate. I forget what it's called when you're playing on
Platforms.
separate
Like consoles?
Separate consoles, yeah.
Yeah.
So I play on a laptop and he plays on the desktop,
Okay.
and he hosts the game. And however many people are playing, like there's an extra little cabin on your farm that's like their
okay.
house.
But then everyone contributes?
Yeah,
Is,
you can,
like,
you
the-
can do whatever you
basically
want.
the idea?
Does he have to
Yeah.
be online for you to play?
Whoever's hosting has to be online
I
to
see.
play. I think. Actually, I'm not 100% sure about that. But then anyone who can join if they notice they're online. You know what I
That's
mean?
It's the
cute.
same
So
thing
like,
with No Man's Sky.
yeah, like it's super fun. So that's kind of how Matt and I have been like, oh, you want to play games together? Like this is the game we're playing together. So like,
That's so cute.
he's gonna go to the mine and mine some ore, and I'm gonna like harvest some grapes and make some
God,
wine, and
it's
like
it's just a cuter,
it's so
lower res No Man's Sky.
cute.
like-
No, yeah, and it's all it's all kind of like a little pixel style. Like
Yeah,
it's,
yeah, yeah.
It's
Is it
super
8-bit as
simplistic.
well?
Yeah, it's little, like, sprites
It's
and
not,
stuff.
Yeah, it's not quite 8-bit, but
Oh, okay.
I guess maybe it is. I'm not sure. But
No,
like
it's not. But it's a
it's
pixel
not.
game.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a pixel game.
Yeah.
It's and but it's really pretty, and like each season lasts like 30 days or something like that. So like you play through a season.
And there's no like time limits. Like there's no, pressure.
it's just you're literally just living in this.
you complete
you just do whatever
stuff
you want.
as you want to.
Yeah.
Like there's
You
no.
just kind of do whatever you want.
There's never any bad feels.
No, it's literally the most
Yeah.
wholesome game, and it's literally the
Good
like
move.
It's literally like my own personal, but also I feel like everyone's secret dream to just like I'm gonna fuck off and quit my corporate job and go move to like this farm.
I
that my
bring my
grandpa left
laptop
me.
to work sometimes when I'm depressed, so that I can look like I'm doing work and like just playing Stardew.
The game's available
So cute. I
on
love
mobile as well.
Oh, yeah,
actually,
totally.
because it's such a simple game. You can just
I
play it
fuck
on
with that.
mobile.
Yeah, I fantasize all the time about quitting my corporate job or quitting any job
And just starting,
like, starting a commune.
Yep.
Just like,
You and me, man.
Oh, buddy. I mean, you know I'm on board.
yeah, dude.
That's all I
we
wanna
gotta start
do.
that cult anyway, so.
I mean, like, you know, there's no rush, but I mean, clearly that is like my calling, right?
Yeah, dude.
We've all agreed.
Co-leader?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I had you pegged from day one.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of biding my time now until I get like silver hair so that I can be taken more
You
serious.
would be
There
taking
you
more,
go.
I would take you more seriously.
There you go.
You know?
I mean,
Yeah.
really start growing that beard out too. I mean,
buddy.
I think
Yeah.
if you get to like a couple
Like especially as my hairline recedes, like I just kind of need to like
Become
increase
blonde
the increments on the beard.
Rasputin.
Oh no, yeah, the
exactly.
widow's peaks and the longer beard. It's like
Blonde,
the power combo.
huggable
Exactly.
Rasputin.
Yeah. And then we'll invent stories about how like they tried to drown me and shoot me and like, you know.
Yeah.
right?
Really, they just murdered me way before they did all of those other things.
Really, it
but-
turns out you were invulnerable for 24 hours. So. None of it worked.
I was just
Yeah.
swinging through New York like Spider-Man.
If I couldn't
mean,
pick Stardew Valley, I'd probably pick either Skyrim or Red Dead.
See, Red Dead would be
Red Dead
yeah,
2
that
would
would be
be a
fun
good one.
because you
Yeah.
could just totally
Yeah,
hang
I
out.
could
you
just
could
also
watch
start getting
horses
killed,
do
though.
physically impossible things.
Yeah.
Why would you still pick a game that you could potentially get murdered in? Like
For the
within
sense
a
of danger.
And because, like, it's a little more of a realistic world, too.
Yeah.
You know, like, if I'm gonna, like, if the idea is, like, I'm gonna jump into, like, a fantasy world that's actually a fantasy
You want it
world.
to mimic reality
I would like to just.
in like
No.
a violent way.
Well,
that's
that's
your choice.
kind of why Skyrim is, like, my first choice. Also, Red Dead, I'd completely fuck off into the wilderness. I'd just be like, hey, I'm gonna go wander
You're just
around.
going camping for a week.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go
And,
camping
like,
for a week.
it's just a
I'm just
different
gonna be
dimension.
like, I'm gonna explore what this country was like before cities were a thing out here, and there's like a chance to see the Great American West as close as we can recapture it.
Do you
I'm
remember?
fucking off for a week. Yeah. Either way, no matter where I go, I'm fucking off into the wilderness for a week.
Matt,
Like
I think you're the only one old enough to remember this game, but do you remember the game Nights into Dreams? It was on
Sounds very
Sega
familiar.
Genesis, and all
Yeah.
it was, you just like kind of like floated through rings and like collected stuff and just
Yeah,
like floated and
okay.
flitted around.
Yeah.
I think there were enemies, but I don't know. It was a real casual game.
Yeah.
That would be kind of a cool like
No, I was
weirdo world. To
I was
go
just trying to
into.
think of like the most like fantastical, innocuous game, and like fucking Nemo the Dream Master, dude.
Right.
Like little Nemo.
Yeah, totally.
Like that would be some shit too, where you can just turn into a frog and like fucking leap into the stars. and
Wait,
shit.
can I
Like,
just play Frequency for like the whole time?
Sure,
Like
why
that
not,
fucking-
right?
Like, was it like a PS1 game?
Hell, you could be
Well,
a
it
guitar
was
hero.
PS2.
Yeah, you
Well,
could just
yeah.
be a guitar hero.
we can just play Wipeout
So-
infinitely, you know?
Because
Like,
I don't
fuck.
actually get knocked out or black out. I just
Nope.
fail and the
You
crowd
just fail and they hate
That's it.
you. You can't die.
But then I can play another fucking song and it's fine.
I love
Scratch
it.
everything. I play guitar.
Oh shit! Echo the Dolphin, y'all.
Dude, right? Yeah.
Damn.
That game was sweet. Oh,
All right.
man. All right. That's some video game
Well,
talk.
okay, yeah,
Yep.
we've certainly waxed pedantic on that one.
All right, so as we like to do, I always like to throw in a Chuck Klosterman hypothetical. Chuck Klosterman is this great author. Read his books, definitely, but he also put out this set of 50 hypothetical questions. And so we're going to get through probably all of them eventually.
I hope so.
Yeah, totally. But
They're all good.
yeah, I've been picking the best ones as we've been going along. So, yeah, as we like to do, we're going to do a Klosterman here. So this one reads, you are placed in the unenviable position of having to compete for the right to stay alive. You will be matched against a person of your own gender. You know what? Let's leave that out. You'll just be matched against a person in a series of 5 events. In an 800-meter run, a game of Scrabble, a 3-round boxing match, a debate over the legalization of late-term abortion, scored and officiated by reputable collegiate judges, and the math portion of the SAT. In order to survive, you must win at least 3 of these events. Your opponent will be playing for their life as well. However, you get to pick your opponent. You can either A, compete against a person selected at random, or B, compete against someone who is exactly like you. If selected at random, the individual could be any age or skill level. They might be an infant with Down syndrome, but they might also be an academic All-American linebacker from Notre Dame. If you pick the average human, they will be precisely your age and will have an identical level of education, and the person will be a perfect cross-section of your particular demographic. They will be of average height, average weight, standard IQ, and the most normative life experience imaginable. So, whom do you select? Or, perhaps more accurately, do you feel that you are better than an average version of yourself?
Whew. Definitely feel very strongly about this one.
Okay,
yeah,
take it.
I've got some issues.
I don't even have issues. I'm definitely 1000% pick random person.
Okay.
Reasons, like, I'm just throwing out very broad numbers here, but if you go, like, child, young person, baby, middle of people, and, like, older people, that's, like, roughly three thirds here. If I had to say. So, like, 2/3 of the population I could definitely maybe at least take, even in my shitty body state currently, as far as physical things go.
Right, so, like, you think you might be better than old people or children.
Because that was going to be my weakest part, for sure.
Yeah.
Is waist, or is, not weight stuff, physical activity.
Yeah, physical.
I know there was, like, a SAT one in there. That's probably my, like, next lowest, because, like, I enjoy math. That I wouldn't be the worst at it, but I'm not going to be the best at it. Not super confident about that. I don't want to go up against anyone that's in my little corner of the world against a abortion debate, because it's going to be tough if we're, like, trying to argue better than the other, even if we're on the same side. If they've got to win that. Yeah, I need to be up against, like,
confused.
A shitbag who is, like, spouting nonsense.
If it's a debate and it's a collegiate debate, they're going to assign someone
who has a different point of view.
So you might get a negative. You might be arguing for the negative.
Oh, so it's just assigned. It's not actually just
when
like arguing
they do collegiate debate, they assign a positive and a negative.
I am aware of that. Yeah. I did not realize it said
collegiate
debate.
A debate over the legalization of late-term abortion scored and officiated by a reputable collegiate judge. So I would assume that they're doing it collegiate debate style, where they're just assigning, like, you might be debating against late-term abortion. Okay. You don't know. Yeah.
Oh, and it's specifically late-term abortion. Yeah, right. No, either way, I still stand by my statement. Totally. I feel like I would be able to debate better against a random person than someone who is in my exact demographic who might also be able to debate well. Because I don't know. I don't remember the other two. That was a lot of things.
A Scrabble game. So you have to...
I fucking murder people in Scrabble. Not worried about it. Definitely want a random person.
So you have to win a Scrabble game, an 800-meter run, a 3-round boxing match, the debate, and then the math portion of the SAT.
So the boxing match is going to be tough, because anybody bigger than me is going to fuck me up.
Right. So you roll the dice on a child or an old person, maybe, on that.
An old person would fuck me up. Boxing, maybe.
Maybe, right?
Or a child. I'm going to be honest with you. I will run faster if my life depended on it than I would be able to all of a sudden be able to
I actually kind of feel the same way. I feel like that child needs to be about 10 or younger, and that old person needs to be about 80 or older. Yeah. Otherwise, I'm losing that boxing match.
That's where I'm at. So it's no longer, like, thirds here. We're talking, like, some outliers. That one's going to be bad. Yeah. But out of 5, if I can get 3 of 5, I live, right?
3 out of 5, yeah.
Definitely.
So if you can win Scrabble, and you can win the SAT, and you can win the debate, then the 2 physical portions don't matter.
And I just have to do the best I can on the SAT, right?
You have to have the higher score.
Right. Yeah. Okay. In math, specifically?
Yep, the math portion of the SAT.
Okay. Yeah. I'm picking a random person. Was there another question?
Nope, it's just, who do you select? And then, and it says, more accurately, do you feel that you are better than an average version of yourself? So no.
I'm not confident about that. I'd like to think so, and I tell myself that when I'm getting up in the morning going to face the world. But look, I couldn't say that if a gun was pointed to my head, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm the same. Like, I feel like
I'm glad I'm not alone.
I feel like I could almost certainly beat a rando in 3 categories because I'm clearly going to get my ass whooped in the race or the boxing portion if they're more physically adept than me, which is not hard to do.
I hear it.
But the other 3, I feel like I'm above average, and that gives me an edge.
Yeah.
So that's what I would choose. But, like, god damn it, am I going to have to get lucky? Like, if I get a Rhodes Scholar or, literally anyone who can think better than I can, then I'm fucked.
Anyone who can think better than you and then, also works out.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, a little bit.
Yeah, they're immediately going to beat you.
Like, on average, I feel like I do better on a math SAT exam than the average person. Because that shit is clearly weighted toward...
Well, and again, it's not even the average person; it's the average version of yourself.
No, I'm
he's
talking
picking
about
average
randos.
person.
That's
okay.
why I'm saying that I'm better than the average person at that shit because
Okay.
it's weighted towards people like myself.
Oh
Sure,
yeah, it's
but-
true.
So the whole thing is like, even if you pick a random person, they're gonna match your gender identity, right?
No, that is if you're picking someone who is like you.
Well, it says.
No,
I
actually,
have-
so
I'm
actually,
asking
Oh no, I'm sorry. I might be fucking this up.
he actually did bring it up in the beginning that you will be matched against a person of your own gender, but then he goes on to not specify that. So I'm actually going to leave gender out of it completely.
Yeah. I
Well,
feel like
instead
that's
of using the
kind of a
idea
wild
of gender,
card
what if
anyway.
you use just the idea of like a similar weight class, a similar height, a
Right.
similar bone
Right.
density,
and I feel
Right.
like that.
and that's all you need
that
to
says
do
it all,
to
yeah.
Totally.
make that a totally reasonable, fair clarification. It's like
someone
they're
who
going
is
to
your
be
equal
like you.
physically.
Totally. But if you're picking a random person, is that the same
No.
rule? Okay.
If you pick a random person, it could be a baby, it could be an old person.
Okay.
And at that
That's
point,
why
I don't
I'm
think
saying random
like,
person.
gender
I
would
am
matter
better
anyway.
than a random person.
Just
Right.
roll the dice on the random. No, so again, I'll just read the average. If you pick the average human, they will be precisely your age, will have identical level of education, they will be perfect cross-section of your particular demographic,
Right.
they will be average height, average weight, with a standard IQ,
Yeah, and I can't beat that.
just like normal,
So I think we're
run-of-the-mill
just,
person.
I think we're getting confused with. I think we're using the term average sometimes to mean the random person.
Well, and I'm saying that
in this, it's using it as like the better version of yourself is
Right.
what they're referring to
yes,
there.
yes. So, right.
that is what's confusing about the question. Absolutely.
So if you assume yourself average, which I think a lot of people do, it's basically saying, are you better than the average person? Do you think you're better than the average person?
I don't assume myself average. Why would anyone assume themselves average?
I mean, really? Like, I don't know. I just always assume
Yeah,
myself
I don't
average.
assume myself better than the average person, but I assume myself better than the random person. And not even better. I think I could beat a random person at this. The average person is actually just an averaged out entire, like,
Right.
amalgamation of everyone.
Right.
Which it's clearly not, because it's like of your demographic, too. I mean...
Right, and it's
I guess
actually
that's
kind of
technically
weird.
just age.
I just realized
keep
too, it's
thinking
actually
of
a
it
little
as, like,
weird
in
how
your
he
circle.
words it, because they say if you pick average human, they'll be precisely your age,
Right.
have an identical level of education.
You're choosing a clone of yourself.
Right, or like some equivalent to.
Right.
Like, in your circle is how I'm reading that, and that's why
Yeah.
I'm worried, like, in my circle, we probably have a lot of the same ideals and a lot of the same talking points and a lot of the same access to, like,
I'm not
knowledge.
convinced that I could beat a copy of myself. Like, no. Like, I might be able to beat some rando.
Or,
That's kind of...
yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah,
But it's not a copy of yourself.
That's what
it's
I'm
someone
reading.
It's someone of comparable age.
In comparable lots of things.
Well, it's
So
someone
it's not
of,
like a copy of his literal, like,
no, but
brain.
it's someone will have someone your age who has an identical level of education.
Right. I know.
And a cross-section of your demographic. So your person, for example, would be like a white dude, right? Like, that's the demographic.
Right, like a white dude
who's your
in his
age.
late 30s, early 40s.
And your weight class.
With
you
some
know what
college
I mean?
education.
Oh.
With whatever your college education is, and will be of average height and average weight for your demographic. You might not be average height and average weight for your demographic.
Too. I mean, like...
Right. But so you might not be average height or average weight for your demographic, but that dude will be.
Apart from running and wrestling, I could whoop that dude.
Yeah. With a standard IQ and the most normative life experience imaginable. So you're not going to get someone who's a rogue scholar, but who matches every other demographic you have. You know what I mean?
Fair enough, yeah. So, I mean,
I still pick random person, man.
That's fine. I'm picking my version of myself. I'm picking someone who's close to me.
See, I think I am too.
Really?
I don't want to roll the dice on just getting fucking...
I'm pretty confident.
Like...
Are you not aware of how average the rest of the world is? Like, dude.
But I feel like I fall into that. I feel like I am average or below.
See, and for me,
Honey,
I am
no.
keenly aware of how average my particular demographic is.
Honey, no.
Well, that's a good point.
My demographic, not me. I think I can beat someone in my demographic.
Like, she feels confident enough about that.
My
that
demographic.
She's gonna remove the
I get it.
outliers.
So you have the same
because she
perspective
thinks
that I
she can
do,
just
which is that I would beat
my
anyone in
demographic. Yeah,
either
my
category.
demographic is women
Fair.
who voted for Trump. Technically, I got them. That's
They
fine.
voted for Trump?
I didn't, but my demographic did.
You just said that you voted for Trump.
No, I said my demographic is women who voted for Trump.
Why would you vote for Trump?
I didn't, but I'm saying that
You just said your demographic
average
is women
white
who voted
women
for
my
Trump.
age did.
Right.
Average
demographic
white women
is
from
way
average
big.
white women from my upbringing with my education level voted for Trump, and I
Why
didn't.
though? Why did they vote for Trump?
Nobody knows.
Because they're
Good fucking
stupid
question.
and they vote against their own interests. And they've also had
fucking bastard.
The fact that you're going to be a cult leader, you need to understand these things like right away.
Oh, I did.
And they've
I just
also
like to say things to make people say other things.
the average woman from my background,
Jacket's
my
coming on.
Jacket is coming
I'm
on.
now I'm all hot and bothered.
Put your shirt back on, Shelby.
No,
Wait,
deal with it.
let her,
You've
let her
never
go.
complained
Let her go.
Also, the average. So my demographic, as I'm reading this, I'm from a small town with a conservative upbringing. I did not finish my college education, so like I'm assuming the person I'm up against would also not have finished a college education.
No, they're just an average in your demographic.
They're an average in my demographic. Yeah, but it says the same education level.
So you're trying to fight this person.
Well, and how do you define demographics, though? Because
So my
you haven't
demo-
lived in said small town in a while. You're technically a Portland resident and have been for years.
And
Right.
you have some college
But,
and you
like-
do outside learning, so they're gonna have like
That's
some
fine.
amount of
but
knowledge.
like I also know that the majority of women in my age demographic and in my race demographic like have had several kids or at least a kid, and I don't.
So you got
And
him, physically.
got them
You got him physically
beat.
there.
So why are you voting for Trump then?
Oh, damn it.
You're the worst of my friends.
Shelby, just quit leaping across the table.
So I feel like I could win the race. I ran track. I feel like I still got it. I could win the race.
Don't roll your ankle, remember.
That's fine. You run on your toes, and you know what? I will
Watch
run
out
through
for
pain.
rattlesnakes.
And I think I could win the debate.
It's only 800 meters, like, right? I mean,
It's 800 meters. That's 2 times around the track. It's fine. I
Yeah.
take long strides. I'm good.
I can run pretty fast if I have to, and then just be dead for a week.
I also like when I was running track, my race was 300 to 800 meters. Like that's where I did really, really well. Anything shorter than that or longer than that, I'm fucked.
Well, then you're gonna be fine.
I'm
dude.
fine on the race.
You're the person that I know that literally fucking challenged Matt Ty to a fucking sock foot race in the
Yep.
rain at like 3 a.m.
Yeah,
and
I
beat
won.
the shit out
I
of him.
won. I won't beat him.
Yeah, you
I
did.
beat him and Mark, but to be fair, Mark fell.
I'm just saying
You did.
you actively challenge people to foot races without
Yeah, I
shoes.
got the race beat.
I think you're fine.
I think I can also win the boxing match, and I think I can
think you
also,
can, too.
I think I can also win the debate.
I think it doesn't matter if you pick someone in your demographic or a random person. I think you are fine.
I think
honestly.
I'm fine.
Anyway, I really think I'm fine. Shelby's making it out of this. I might be okay. I'm still going rando, I think.
Oh man, see, I'm super worried, and this is why I'm not rolling the dice on a rando. Like, as much as I'd love to just like, you know, beat a baby in a 3-round boxing match, and then also just win Scrabble right after and be like, "Fuck you, baby."
Oh, yeah, it's the same baby. It's the same.
Yeah. I'm competing against everyone.
Oh man, that baby's got
through the whole
nothing
event.
on this.
And
Quit saying the best shit this whole podcast when I'm swallowing White Claw.
no, I just so this is how I look when I prepare for a Magic tournament. You know, it's like I don't want to play the outliers. I want to play the average.
Right.
I want to look at the down the middle and like, yeah, if I get pitted against these outliers, like, you know, fuck me. But I want to have the best odds against everyone.
You can't account for those, but you can account for like the middle portion.
Right.
Of what's
So
going on. Yeah.
no, and I feel like if I take the average, then at least my heart's in it for the whole competition. If I choose the outlier and they're like, well, Lance Armstrong is your fucking like competitor or whatever, and it's like, great, dude, great. So like my heart's already out like from the beginning, right? Like I know I've lost, and I feel like I have no fucking shot at beating, you know, some collegiate athlete or whatever.
Sure.
So I think that I just want to play down the middle, take the best odds, and not run the risk of just getting mentally shut down before I've even begun.
Sure.
I also feel like it's just...
At least if you die, it was a fair fight.
It's just...
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
It felt like I at least had a
also-
fighting chance in every event.
It's also nice...
Right.
And like I was bested, but so be it.
I feel
But
like
you
it's
did your
like
best and you
exactly
did
the
what you
same
could.
as like a wrestling match. You want to come in your own weight class.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, I'm definitely losing the Scrabble match, and I'm definitely losing at math. That's just a given.
Well, really, I wouldn't have
I'm
expected
not-
either of those. You're not a Scrabble person?
No, I'm not a Scrabble person.
Wow. You admitted the other night you've never played a game of Scrabble.
Never played a game.
Are you
Shut up.
fucking serious?
I bet you'd be really good.
I've
at it.
never played a full... No, I'm terrible at spelling.
Oh, really?
I'm really bad at spelling.
Interesting.
I'm like... It's weird. Great at reading. Great reading comprehension. Terrible at spelling. I mix up... Double letters are really hard for me. I always want to put too many letters or not enough. It's
Well-
never been... The technicalities have never been my strong suit, and this is why I didn't finish college. Why?
If it makes you feel any
I
better.
tried to be a biology major, and I'm terrible at math, and it just did not work out very well.
If it makes you feel any better, I was just talking to Jeremy today where I was like, you know, it would have been really cool to get some natural talent that was, like, really useful. Like,
Right?
A natural, like, talent, like, really good talent for singing, or, like, natural illustrator. Don't even need fucking classes to do it.
Yeah.
But instead, I'm really good at spelling.
Yeah.
But it's like
fucking too.
literally everything
I'm
that I
so
interact
bad
with.
for
Yeah.
words.
so bad at
But
spelling.
anything I interact with has a, you know, a fucking spell checker in it, or will at least tell you, or I
can
literally get so many fucking professional emails on a regular basis that have so many words spelled
Yeah.
wrong, and no one
Yeah.
gives a fuck. You don't
And I
get a
can
fucking
spell
award anymore.
I can spell days of the week in Swedish. Like, it's fucking dumb.
I'm just saying
So-
it sucks to, like, be really good at something that, like, actually doesn't matter. So,
Yeah.
like,
Well, the thing I'm
you're
good at is
fine.
arguing. My grandma used to, when I was a teenager and I was shitty, and my grandma used to passive aggressively.
I'm sure that arguing is still a good skill.
It is in context sometimes. My grandma used to, when I was a teenager, and because my
Just
grandma
wait
raised
until
me.
you and Matt don't see eye to eye on something.
No, it's the fucking worst. I'm a bitch about it, though. Like,
Well-
it's
Huh?
my grandma used to passive aggressively tell me when I was a teenager I should be a lawyer. And how, like, because
That's such a thing people say to children.
You
it
should
is
just be a
absolutely
lawyer.
a thing people say to children.
Hey, man, fuck your grandma.
no, I love her. She's amazing.
I like
But
the fact that you are a
I get it all.
crazy
I get
bitch.
it all from her. That's the fucked up thing is I get it all from her. She's exactly the same person as I am.
Cool.
Yeah, but yeah, no,
Well,
it's
next time I need a lawyer that I don't want to pay, like,
yeah. Hit me
yeah.
up. I'll get
Yeah.
up there and bullshit something.
Yeah, we'll just fake a license out for Shelby, and,
Yeah,
then,
sure.
and then we're good to go.
I'll represent you. I'm not a lawyer.
grandma told me that I'm enough of a bitch to do this. So.
Yeah.
I think if you have a notary stamp, they'll just like let you into the courtroom.
No, see,
and just, like,
funny.
let you up on
Speaking of
the...
which, if you guys want to be a notary, it's real easy.
Oh yeah, totally. I just
People
figure
don't.
like
Yeah.
no one's gonna hit me up for that service. So.
It doesn't happen very often.
But
so.
I find
don't
this
know enough
interesting,
meth
Shelby,
dealers.
because we're not exactly the same demographic, but we're close. So it's
Yeah.
kind of funny that like we would maybe get pitted against each other. But you are afraid of like the math and the Scrabble portion, and I'm afraid of the boxing and the running portion.
Yeah.
So it's like you never know what people think
Wait, what's
is
the
going
overlap?
to be the abortion debate. But you never
Which
know
will just
what,
be tough to decide
what people
between
think
the
will
two
be
of
kind
you.
of their weakness or their downfall.
Right.
Right.
Well, and it's funny because it's not that I think I'm stupid. It's just that
Of course
these
not.
particular
And I don't think that you
mental-
think that I'm like weak or
No,
whatever,
not
or
even a
like
little bit.
or not. I mean, look, I'm not super physical, but you know.
I just think in these particular sets of challenges, I have much more faith in my physical ability, and I think that like my demographic, I'm more physical than my demographic. Like I identify as female. I'm gonna be pitted against someone else who identifies as female, like who's around my weight class, and like I'm much meaner than the average woman. So
Hell
I think
yeah.
I could kick the average 29-year-old woman's ass in a boxing ring.
Hell yeah. No, I would get fucking broken in the physical portions of this, but I think in the intellectual
She might kick my ass
parts,
at math, or maybe it'll be an even
I'm
draw.
particularly good at Scrabble.
I recently
Also-
beat my mom in Scrabble for the first time, and I had to go above 400 points to do it.
Hell yeah, dude.
We
And
used to
see,
have some
and that's
pretty
a killer
vicious
match.
ones with his grandma, actually.
No, and, like,
his
and-
grandma's really fucking good
And
at
Scrabble's not
it.
about spelling,
Words with
dude.
friends, I
It's
guess,
about
but-
knowing the two-letter cheat
Oh,
words,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Your QI and your ZI and your fucking...
Your family allows 2-letter words?
Yeah.
That's
It's
bullshit.
in the rules.
Yeah,
It is in
cool.
the rules.
Anyone can fucking do 2-letter words.
Yeah, but it ends up being strategic. So, I mean,
Oh, no, I'm pretty sure my family allows those too.
Yeah, dude, it's all about that
it's
shit.
all about strategically planning so you can place a fucking
you're
X
right.
on a triple letter.
And
like,
so you can
come
get
on.
double
You're right.
scores.
Or like
You're
however
right.
it ends
You're
up
right.
landing.
Yeah.
It's all about doing science words and then making your family challenge them.
That too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Quark.
Hell yeah.
Nailed it. No, and I didn't even do any of that. I just, like, my whole thing is just waiting for people to do words that are even remotely close to a triple letter score or a triple word score.
Mm-hmm.
And then figuring out how to just extend those and then build off of those. And
Well, I
yeah.
mean, and that's a great move.
Dude,
But sometimes
Scrabble's
you can
fun
do
as
like a
hell,
series
too.
of like 3 2-letter words on like a 3 like
Yeah.
a 3-letter word, you know, and
It
then you
gets
just get like
wild.
Yeah. I mean,
That's if people let you, like, my whole thing is playing defensively so that, like, I know that no one can
don't set
build off
people
my
up for
words.
the scores. Yeah.
Like the whole big flex of, like, the whole mistaken big flex of Scrabble is doing, like, these long words that let people get out into the
Yeah.
fucking hinterlands,
Exactly.
you know? Like,
Right.
no. You do small stuff that builds off of what people have already done so that no one can score off of you.
Well, and that's
And-
the challenge though too sometimes, because sometimes you got a bunch of fucking lame duck letters, dude, and you just gotta purge, man. So you're just like, all right, fuck it, dude, I'm spelling evaporate,
No,
and I only
absolutely.
scored 8 or whatever, you know, and like
Also
eh.
worth noting, the nice thing about Words with Friends is they literally won't let you play a word that doesn't exist. So you can totally just go through
Yeah, you can.
your fucking letters. And
Yeah,
like,
there is no
if you
challenging in
forget-
Words with-
If
in
you
Words
get
with
which
Friends. Yeah.
2-letter words exist, you're like, I think this one does, and you try it and it lets
Well,
you. You're like, yep, that was one.
This is why people stopped playing Words with Friends with me.
yeah.
I also have not played Words with Friends in a minute. But
I have not either. So, yeah, fuck that. Anyway, welcome to Scrabblecast.
I mean,
Hey!
Scrabble was literally a key part of your guys' engagement. So
But yeah,
It
I mean,
was.
it was part of our. It was
I'm-
the
I'm just
key
saying,
part,
like-
maybe.
I could fucking beat just about anybody at Scrabble. Like, it's...
You
What if
wanna
you get-
go,
what if
son?
you get-
You're
what if
really
you
good.
get pitted against Ricky? Who wins in that Scrabble game?
Oof. I don't know. We haven't played Scrabble together.
It doesn't matter. No one wins.
That
I'm
is
saying
true.
you picked random. You could get Ricky. What happens if you get Ricky?
Dude,
Who
I'm gonna be
loses
on
Out
a
of-
Scrabble game.
Out of How many millions of
I don't
people?
know.
How many
It's
billions,
random.
right? It's
What
not.
are the odds? I don't know. It's random.
Yeah, cool.
1 in 8 billion.
Most likely,
Ricky's
I'm
your
gonna get an
partner.
infant.
What
from
if I?
India.
Yeah. What if I
No, most
fucking get
likely,
paired
yeah, it's
with
India.
like an 8-day-old?
Yeah.
Wait. Okay. All right. Here, I'm gonna make this super awkward to wrap this up. So Matt and I are literally like the same. Like we are the same demographic.
Yep.
Like nearly. I mean, this is it. Like we're nearly the same
If-
education level.
If we're gonna do the guy, then this is it.
Yeah, we're nearly like height, weight. Like I think we're pretty similar on almost every level here.
Let's just go ahead and
So-
assume that, for all intents and purposes, that we are.
Yeah. So who's your money on?
Oh fuck!
I love
mean,
this.
Yeah.
babe,
This is so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
now I'm on your side. Like, come on,
But like,
babe.
I wouldn't fucking hate you if you put your money on fucking Matt.
I mean, he's talking up a really high game in fucking Scrabble, but I've watched you get so many fucking points in fucking
What's
Scrabble.
his top score, though?
I've watched him fucking complete crosswords that I can't touch. Like, this guy knows his fucking
I
puzzles,
feel like you're obfuscating.
and
Like,
I...
has he ever gotten a score above 400 in Scrabble?
I
I've
don't
gotten
fucking-
415 in Words with Friends, but
Again,
Scrabble.
I'm not.
I'd
I don't
suck
know.
your dick. I mean-
I don't actually know. But I still have faith that you might actually hold your own pretty fucking well, even though he's talking a big game. I think you're probably pretty evenly matched in the two physical things.
no, he's gonna
He
knock
might
my
knock
ass
you
out,
out.
dude.
That was the
Yeah.
only thing. You might run faster than him, though. He's
I
got
think
Maybe.
Nate's got the sprint.
There's a
Right.
chance.
No, I think
Well,
Nate's
certainly
got
with
the
this
sprint.
umbilical hernia, he's
Yeah.
definitely going to run faster than me.
Yeah,
There's a
so I think
chance.
you
No, I
cancel
think
each
you've
other
got the
out
sprint,
there.
to be honest.
He might have you in math.
Oh.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Probably.
then it comes
well,
So
the
now
last
comes to an
one.
abortion debate. Oh, that's
And
weird.
you don't get
That
to
way.
pick which side you're on, apparently.
Nate's,
So one
regardless,
of
I feel like Nate would win that
What?
debate.
it doesn't matter.
It comes down to the abortion debate?
It sounds like
I'm
it.
sorry, but like whoever's anti-abortion is gonna lose that debate. Like it's
Yeah.
only the stupid arguments are on that side. So like, how are you not like whoever gets saddled with the anti-abortion side?
How
I
weird
feel
can you
like,
spin some shit, dude?
I feel like Nate would win the debate.
I feel like I can channel some fucking.
I feel like Nate can channel
Bad
some
ideas.
bullshit.
I feel like you're very good if you have time to plan. I actually think he might be quick on his feet
So,
here.
hold on.
Nate does also work, Matt works in.
So he beats me in the foot race. What was the other physical
The
challenge?
boxing
boxing.
one, you'd knock him the fuck out. We
Oh,
all
you're gonna
decided
wreck
on
me,
that.
dude.
Yeah,
It's
you'd
not even
definitely-
gonna
yeah.
be close.
No, you'd wreck him, but I think he can run faster than you, so I think they cancel each other out.
I'm not going to argue that.
And then, yeah, I think it would come down to the debate, and I honestly think that Nate might have the debate.
You'd be quick on your feet.
You're
really eloquent, and I think you can be eloquent on your feet too. You also get really impassioned and a little off topic
Yeah.
sometimes.
As someone who I did debate,
But
in
you
high
are
school,
very
and I know
eloquent.
what they score on, and I just feel like Nate would hit more.
You'd get a
scoreable
little
points.
rambly too,
Oh.
but I feel
Oh,
like
yeah,
you'd hit
yeah,
some
yeah.
points, and you'd try to come back to them, and maybe you'd be all right.
How many beers do I
It's
get?
tough.
Because if I have
I was
none,
going to say, thank you
Is
for
it
bringing that up,
sober?
because I'm like, man, if it really depends.
because
on
if
how
I have
drunk we
none,
are.
I'm gonna get flustered, and then like the collegiate judges are just gonna like count me
Oh
off.
God, you made this real.
Well, let's
right.
let's put it this way.
Let's leave it up to the listener at home.
Put your money on.
Which one of us would you back in this competition?
Yep. Who's your money on? Let's hear it. Write in, and we'll figure
tweet.
this out.
I legitimately feel
Yep.
like it's kind of a toss up.
Yeah.
I like a toss up. Let's
And I'm really not even trying to advocate for or against myself. So
Oh, me neither.
I just
No.
wanted to make it super awkward for
exactly
Shelby and Ricky here.
This is why I did not try to tip any
Ricky's
scales.
your wife.
Yeah.
So
Like,
it's
yeah, I
like,
thought
you're really just making it awkward for me.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, yeah. All right.
How awkward would it be if Ricky was like, I mean, Nate, I love you, but
I did have the free will to do that.
I mean, she
Looked
already
on the
knows I'm
guns
going to
at
lose that
Matthew,
boxing match.
I do know. I'm sorry, baby.
Yeah.
You're getting knocked the fuck out.
Yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't impede your ability to play Scrabble.
Dude, right? Yeah, and that the order of the
Just
events
rattles
is
your
going to be
brain around.
a
Yeah.
thing too. So
Yeah, can you get knocked out last?
yeah,
That'd be
right. Seriously. All right, listener at home, write in. Let us know what you think.
Yeah. Like, who could stomp who in an equal challenge of the Titans?
Totally. All right. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We're going to call it for this week.